We got TREAL Wheels for the Mini LMT. Hello, I'm Ramon and welcome back to All Scale RC. In the last video, I did a quick little video on this all metal LMT chassis. Got TREAL Wheels on this one as well. And here's the son of a digger body I still need to paint. Been raining lately, so I'm waiting for a less humid day to paint that. Now, here's the Mini LMT grave digger, and we got some TREAL Wheels to put on this one. Now, here's all 4 wheels come packaged in this little box, and there you go. Each wheel is individually boxed for protection, and you get a whole bunch of screws here. Now, I went with the purple. I went with the purple wheels for this. There is purple on the body. There's purple rings on here, and I thought it would look really cool. It would remind me of the Primal RC 40th anniversary gravedigger. So I like that look. So we're going to be drawing these purple ones on. The back of the wheel is larger than the front of the wheel. They do that to give it a low profile on the inside, and it helps with stability. Now, in my last video, I didn't show how these went together. So we're going to do it in this video. We're going to show you how to put these on. And I know a lot of people in the crawler community are familiar with bead lock wheels, but we don't see bead lock wheels so much in the bash or regular RC community. Well, at least from what I've seen. I could be wrong. But most people usually put the glue-on wheel in tires. So let's show you how these go together and what to look out for. Now, the tires we're using are the same exact tires that do come on the Mini, the same exact tires that come on the Mini LMT, and that is part number LOS 41042. So once again, that is LOS 41042, and you get 2 per package, a right and a left side. Now the wheels, these beautiful wheels, there's 28 screws per wheel. Is a tedious job. You have 2 different size screws. The larger screws, I think they might be 2.0s. They are for the center hub. And the smaller screws, which are 1.5, go all around the bead inside and out. Now, in order to get the tires on, you have to undo the beads. They're held only by 1 screw on each side when they come out the box. And that's just to keep the rings in place. You're also going to need Loctite for this project. I use very little amount of Loctite. Alright, your Mini LMT wheels, you have the wider opening in the back, and the front has a smaller opening. And what you want to watch out for here is you want to get the rim in there. Pay attention to your foams, because you don't want your foam getting pinched in the bead, or it's just not going to line up right. So, going through the back, it's hard to say some things without giggling. Yeah, and basically I work it until I foam past the outer part of the rim. Once you foam to sit right, then I'll pull the tire back over, carefully not to pull the foam forward. It's really simple to do. It's just a tedious job. But it looks amazing when it's done, and it definitely is worth it to me. I'm struggling just trying to get the tire. You want to get the back of the tire too over top of the bead. You'll feel the tire itself slide over the rim. It has like a little lip that will go all the way around, and it will seat properly. And then you could put your rings on. So I'll put the first 2 screws on loosely on both sides until I get extra screws in. And that way you can actually pull on the tire or whatever if you need to. So I'll get the first 2 screws in, and once I have 4 screws in, then I'll start to align it and tighten. And you want to go across in a crisscross pattern. There we go. Okay, 2 screws are in on the front. That makes it a little easier. Everything else should kind of line up. So okay, 4 screws are in. I'd wait until I get all the screws in, just in case there's any alignment issues, and then I would tighten them up. We're going to do the same thing on the back side. But I just dropped the screw. They do give you extra screws just in case. Do not over tighten. You don't want to strip anything out. I am going to find a little lid. Going to make my life easier. Okay, this is going to be much faster. I'm going to drop some Loctite in here. That way I can just dip the screws in and stick them on. Trying to sit there and put Loctite on each one individually. I mean, I'm still doing it individually, but just trying to sit there and squeeze a tiny amount out the bottle. This is faster. Yeah, if you over tighten your screws too early, you'll see them pinching in the tire, and you could tell which one is which ones need to be backed out. So I'm gonna start tightening. These really aren't bad. They're very nice quality, and they're only about 60 bucks. Versus if you were buying them for a big LMT, it's probably gonna be about 60 bucks per wheel. So this is probably cheap. Now I'm guessing on that price. Don't quote me on the LMT, big LMT price wheels. I think they're a lot more expensive. I have to check. Now I go around the wheel a couple times because as you tighten up the ring, as you go around, it's squishing the rubber bead and your other screws will get loose. So I go around a couple times and I check my screws. I really don't want my little screws backing out. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the back. Gonna build the other 3 wheels and tires and put on the truck. It's funny, this thing a truck is so small, but we will get them put on the truck and see what this thing looks like. All right, so I'm going to continue to build the wheels and show you the finished result. All right, so now building those wheels is an extremely tedious job, but here's all 4 wheels done. They look awesome. I actually like these more than the blue ones. And let's get them on the truck. It still feels weird calling this a truck. It's so small, but let's get them mounted. All right, here goes nothing. I did want to check one thing real quick. Well, here's how they look. This is just one side, but that looks awesome. I mean, I like that way more than what the stock looks. But I love that. We'll get a close-up of that. But it pulls in the purple from the side and the moon around the house, or I think that's supposed to be a full moon, but it really pulls that in. That looks great. Now, one thing is they feel significantly heavier than the stock wheels, so let's find out what they weigh. Stock wheel with tire weighs in at 1.8, so next to nothing. 1.8 ounces. The TREAL wheel, 3.5. So 3.5 ounces for the TREAL wheel versus 1.8. So you're almost doubling your weight. Performance-wise, I don't think you're going to get more performance. I think you're going to degrade your performance by putting these on. But man, they look amazing. They look absolutely amazing. I love the way they look. That looks really good. This or that. This or that. I like this. These could be like your going out shoes, your church shoes. You only wear these for special occasions. And these are your play shoes right here. Wow. Does add a lot of weight to it, but they do look good. Now, I'm not particularly a purple fan, but you gotta admit, this kind of does look looks awesome. I actually love the way it looks. Let me know in the comments if you don't like it. If you like it, be happy to read the comments. But I love the way that looks. Compared to, here's the stock wheel, and here is the TREAL wheel. Now, when Primal RC did the 40th anniversary, I did notice that their centers, the rim itself was a black wheel, and the outer lip was in the purple. But to be honest with you, being that you have this moon, this full moon right here around the house, with that center of that wheel being in the polish or in the aluminum color, I think it actually works perfectly. I think TREAL actually makes wheels for the Primal RC Gravedigger, which I might have to so this now is my favorite LMT, but as far as my favorite Gravedigger, it's still going to be the Primal Gravedigger. It's hard to top that thing. That thing's an animal. I think on my next video, I'm going to do a video on, I got some new tires for the Groms. I got the new Dumont tires for the Groms. I bought all 3 different sizes that they make. They make them for the They make them for the Typhon, the Mini, the Mojave Grom, and for the Granite Grom. I don't own a Granite Grom. Not a big fan of that one, but I did buy the tires for all three because I figured I would probably try the Granite Grom tires on the Typhon. But we're gonna have those in next video, let's say. All right, thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.